Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the XGain Podcast series. I'm Murania Dinu from Reino, the partner responsible for maximizing the impact of XGain. XGain is a research project that aims to bridge the digital divide between urban and rural areas by facilitating access to last-mile connectivity solutions. In today's episode, we are honored to have Alba Soler Turull. Alba is a senior consultant at Ep.4, and today we will have a very insightful conversation regarding drone operations in rural areas. Hello Alba, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Rania, for having us.
Let's start by understanding Ep.4's role in the project. So could you tell us a bit more about your involvement in XGain?
Yeah, Ep.4 is the technical and scientific manager of the project, and we also lead the data management and the intellectual property rights of the project. So, moreover, as we are leading the Spanish Living Lab, we are bringing our experience in a regional project where we deployed 5G technology in rural areas. And we will be deploying a pilot on drones using 5G technology. This is quite aligned with the regional strategy, the Catalan regional strategy on 5G, which we believe the project will boost and will promote.
We see that the Ep.4 has various and very interesting roles in the XGain project. I would like to focus on your role as a use case leader. Can you provide us more information about the use case that you're leading?
Yeah, of course. Our use case is located in Molló Park, which is near Mora la Nova in southern region of Catalonia, which is quite good because it's a rural area with different landscapes and specific topography that helps a lot for the deployment of this drone center, which will be connected through 5G connectivity through to different drones and that will host different services.
Mm-hmm. It's really fascinating to see how drones and 5G and other technologies are combined in rural areas. What is the motivation behind this use case?
Well, drones in rural areas can be very useful for different purposes. For example, for crop monitoring, but they need real-time communication. That's something that legacy systems such as Wi-Fi can provide, and that's where 5G communications come in, which is something that we are providing, and which provide reliable control and data transmission. Moreover, we believe that in rural setups also there are large spaces for testing drone solutions, etc. And also they help reduce the digital divide because, as you might know, in rural areas normally there are more people are not as close as in some other areas to technology, and that's the way also to facilitate this knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that we know the motivation behind this use case, let's talk about the tasks that the drones perform in rural settings and how these capabilities can benefit not only the farmers but also the wider community.
Yeah. Well, drones can perform different tasks, very different, but in rural settings they are probably the most common task would be in agriculture, for example in crop monitoring or livestock management, and that's very helpful because it can help detection of pests or diseases, but also they can be used for environmental purposes such as, for example, chemical overuse or, for example, disaster monitoring. It can be very helpful for floods or fires, so that's very helpful for the community in terms of security. And it can also be used for logistics in terms of medical services in remote areas where other infrastructures can arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Given that drones rely on real-time data, what kind of connectivity is required to use a drone efficiently?
Well, as I was saying before, drones can be used with stable internet or cellular networks. Okay, but 5G connectivity provides a background that enables more advanced services, such as, for example, real-time video streaming or data transmission. So that's why, for example, in this case, we believe that 5G can be very useful.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier that this use case takes place in Mora la Nova. My question about this is, why is it important to have a dedicated space for drone training and technical assessment, and how this testbed in Mora la Nova contributes to this?
Well, as I was saying before, this space in Mora la Nova, as it's in a rural area, it has regulations that are more flexible. So this helps a lot with the different stakeholders that are involved in the operation of the drones and boosting this technology, because they provide a much easier environment for doing this testing and validations. And also in economic terms, sometimes it's very expensive to do these trials. So in this area, this is much more accessible to everyone, and we help also to spread knowledge on 5G, edge computing, etc.
It sounds like this use case is progressing quite well. What are the next steps that you have planned for this use case?
Well, for now we are doing some field tests because we have to analyze if how the area is covered with communications, and then we will determine where the 5G antennas and all the radio equipment has to be deployed or located, so that we have the good resolution, and so the drones can operate normally.
Mm-hmm. We really look forward to see what's next for Mora la Nova and how this use case can actually benefit the rural community. Thank you for being with us today, Alba.
Thank you, Rania.
Also, thank you all for being with us today in another episode of the XGain Podcast series. Till the next time, don't forget to follow us on social media and visit our website for more information. Together, we can turn the digital divide into a digital bridge. Stay tuned.